Students, welcome back to the session of data structures. Previous class in the data structures we had a discussion on linked list. Today's session also belongs to the same topic, that is linked list, and most probably we will be concluding the linked list chapter today, linked list topic today. So data structures, as you already know, it is chapter number 4, and today's topic, as told earlier, linked list, and today's it is a 15th session of data structures. Let's get started and check out the recap of the things what we studied in the previous class. So in the previous class we had a discussion on three important topics, that is inserting a node at the beginning, inserting a node at the, and also we had a discussion on program and algorithm for inserting a node at the beginning, then inserting a node at the end, and then we are inserting a node at the specified position. We had also discussed the algorithm for all the three topics, but we had discussed program only for one topic, that is inserting at the beginning. Let's continue the same topic. Today's topic we will have the deletion topic. Like we inserted, insertion is adding a new element or new node to the linked list. Now we will be discussing today's class deleting a node from the linked list. Let us see how we can delete a node from the linked list. Before that, let us discuss what the garbage collection is. You are very familiar with garbage collection. So in memory also we have, in computers memory also we have garbage collection. Let us see what the garbage collection is. If a node is deleted from the linked list, okay, or if a linked list itself is deleted, if a node is deleted or the linked list itself is deleted, so we can make use of that space for future use. The memory space of the deleted nodes is immediately reinserted into the free storage list, so that memory can be utilized for further use. The operating system of a computer periodically collects all the deleted spaces. The operating system, it will do this work, garbage collection it will do. So it will remove if there is any unwanted or deleted linked list or the nodes, that memory it will make it available in the free storage. This technique is called garbage collection. That means the operating system picks up the free space, so which is given after deleting nodes or after deleting linked list. That is called garbage collection. So now let us see how we can perform the deletion operation. Deletion operation can be done in three manner. First one is, we can delete a node which is in the first position, we can delete a node which is in the last position, and also we can delete a node at the specified position. If the list is empty, we will not be able to delete any nodes, and that condition is called underflow. So we can easily delete the first node. So if you are deleting first node, the following node, that is second node, will become the first node. So start, it is pointing to the first node is 20. As we are deleting 20, before deleting 20, what I can do is I can make start point to 30. It's very simple. So when we want to delete a node which is the first node in the list, just we have to change the start. Just we have to make the start pointing to the second node. If there is only one node, then start will become null, because there was only one node which we deleted it, so that node linked list has become empty. So let us see the algorithm for this. Start, P is equal to start. We are making P point to the first node. So we are printing the data. Start is equal to link of P. So here what we are doing is we are making P point to the start. So we are making P point to the start, that is first node. Now we are making P's link to start. So that means I am changing this link to this. And then free P. Free means we delete P. So you can see here, so free P, and we are making link of P to start. This way we can delete the node which is at the first position. Deleting a node at the end. So we want to delete the node which is at the end, that is, for example, imagine the node which is at the end is 40 we want to delete. Before deleting 40, previous node I have to make it null. That is, I have to make, if I delete this node P2, this node I have to make it as null. That I have to take care. So to delete the last node, first we should locate the second last node by assigning null to the field of the second last node. The last node of the link can be deleted. Let us see the algorithm for this. So start, P2 is equal to start. As P2 we will be deleting, it will be the last node, and P1 will be the second last node. So you can see here P1 is equal to P2. That means we are making P1 point to the second last node, P2 will be the last node. And then we are printing the data, link of P, we are making P1 will point to the second last node, that we are making it as null, free P1. Then we are deleting P1. Like this we can delete the node at the end. Before deleting previous node, second last node, we need to make it null. So let us see how we can delete a node at the given position. To delete a node at the given position, the following procedure is used. Find the location of the node to be deleted and the previous node. So we need to find node to be deleted and the previous node, because we need to establish the link before deletion. So if 99 is deleted, then we should make sure that after 12, suppose in the example if 99 is deleted, and we have to make sure that from 12 the pointer points to 37, as 99 will be deleted. So we need to find the location of the node to be deleted and the previous node. Then delete the node to be deleted by changing the location from the previous node to the next node which has to be followed. Let us see the algorithm for doing this. P1 is equal to start. So P1 is pointing to the start node. While P1 not equal to null, count is equal to count plus 1. So we are incrementing the count until we reach the position. We are making P1. So if position is equal to 1, we will call beginning. If position is equal to count, then we will call delete at the end. Otherwise, so here what we have to do, we have to change the pointers. If position is less than count, P2 is equal to start. For I is equal to 1 to position, P1 will point to the position and P2 will point to the previous node. As P1 will be deleted, P2 will be deleted, before deleting P2, we need to make sure that the link is properly established. So here you can see I is equal to 1 to position, P1 of P2. That means P2 we are making it to point to the previous node as P1. So like this we will reach the specified position. P1 will be the previous node and P2 will be the node which has to be deleted. So now link of P1, which is the previous node, there we are storing link of P2 and then we are deleting free P2. We are deleting the node at the specified position. So program number 16, that is your C++ practical programs. Write a program to create a linked list and appending the nodes. Let us study this program in detail. Class linked list. Here we are creating a node with data and link. Then we are using a start pointer which will always stores the address of the first node in the list. Then we have a constructor, then we have a print, then we have a append. Append will add a new node. Then we have a count which will tell us the total number of nodes available in the list. So here you can see start is equal to null. When the object is created, initially start will be null till the nodes are added. Once the node is added, start will point to the first node. As of now there are no nodes, so we are making start as null. Then we have void linked list print. This will print the contents of the linked list. First we are checking start is equal to null. If start is equal to null, that means the list is empty, there are no nodes. Otherwise, linked list contains node temp is equal to start. That means temp is pointing to start. Start means it will store the address of the first node. Then we are printing the data from the temp. Temp is pointing to the first node. First node data is printed. Then we are moving temp to the next node. So how do we move? By making temp is equal to temp of link. Temp of link will point to the next node. So temp will go to next node. Again this loop repeats. Then we are printing the data which is present in that node. Again after printing temp is equal to temp of link, like that temp reaches last node. After printing the data, temp is equal to temp of link which will become null. Once temp becomes null, this condition is false because temp is equal to null. Then the loop breaks, control comes out of the loop. So now we shall see how we can add a node. So you can see here, first append will take one argument, that is the data. Node, new node is the new node, and first we are making data as num. This data whatever you give in the main, that will come to the new node's data. New node's link is null. First we are making a node. So new node will have two parts, D and L, data and link. Data we are storing num. Num can be, for example, assume we have given 15 and link will be null. Like this, first we will create the node. Next, if start is equal to null, so start null means empty list. The new node will be the first node. So we will attach the new node to the start by making the new node as the first node. Next, if this is false, if start is not equal to null, then let us see what happens. Then node star temp, that means we are making temp to point to the start, and then we make the pointer to the move to the end, and then we will add the new node. The new node inserted will be printed. So here we are checking if start is equal to null, then we are adding the node at the beginning. If this is false, then we are making temp point to the start node and move temp till we get null, that means the last node, and then we are adding the new node at the end. Here the node is added at the first, here node is added at the first, and then here we are adding node at the end. So here the node is added at the first, and here the node is added at the end. Count. This is a function which will tell us the total number of nodes available in the linked list. Here we have a variable c is equal to 0. So we will traverse entire list. We start from the beginning and then we move on till we get the last node, and then each time when we get a node we will add one to c. So as you can see here, temp is equal to start. Temp will point to the starting node till temp reaches null. When will temp will become null? Once it reaches last node. So each time temp will go to the next node but after incrementing c plus plus, that means c is 0, we will add 1 to 0, so it will become 1. After getting next node we will add 1 to c, that will become 2. Like that will go on add nodes to the link. We go on count, increment count until we get the last node. Once temp has reached last node, this loop's condition becomes false and control exits from the loop. So this is about count. As we know that always the execution starts from main. So first we are creating a linked list. So whenever we create a linked list, start will become null at the time of creation. So it indicates the empty list. In the first statement we are initializing start to null. Then we are printing. When we print, there is nothing to be printed. We will get a list saying linked list is empty. Then we are adding 100. Then we are printing 100 is printed. Count will be 1. Again we are appending 200. Then we will print 100 and 200 will be printed. Count will become 2. Then we are appending 300 and we are printing, so output will be 100, 200, 300 and count will be 3. Let's check out the output of this program. Let us see. So linked list is empty because as soon as you create a list, start is initialized to null. When we try to print, for example, you can see here in the main program. So as I told you, when the list is created, the start will be null and immediately you are printing. So we get a message saying null. Linked list is null, empty, sorry. So you can see here linked list is empty. Then we are inserting 100, we are printing 100, count will become 1. Then we are inserting 200, then we are printing 100 and 200 and the count will become 2 because there are 2 nodes in the list. First is 100 and second is 200. Then again we are inserting 300, then we are printing. So when we print, there will be 3 nodes, that is 100, 200 and 300 and the count will be 3. So as we know that linked list does not have any limit. You can add n number of nodes. As many nodes you want, you can add. It's a dynamic list. The list grows or reduces during the to any extent. So again, if you want to add, you can just go on, change the main program, and you just give the append with 400, 500, 600, 700. It goes on adding the new nodes to the list. So like this we can add n number of nodes to the linked list. So hope you have understood today's topic. With this we conclude the linked list topics. So from this chapter today we conclude the linked list topic. The next topic will be the non-linear data structures. With this we have also concluded the linear data structures topic, in which we studied arrays, stacks, queues and linked list. So next class we will be discussing the non-linear data structures, trees and graphs. So this is a practical program. Hope you have understood this. Kindly make a note of all the topics what you study well, and also attend the test, 10-mark test, which is given along with this video. Thanks for your patience listening. Hope you have understood the session. God bless you. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.